Hello, Aquarius. We meet again. I'm having some tea. Cheers to you guys. Happy birthday. I hope it has been a magical experience for you in this new year, in this new era. And happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to the January Aquarians. And happy birthday to those February Aquarians. Now, you guys get an extra special birthday treat this year because you have this partial solar eclipse in your sign. And as you know, we've got this moon, Leo Aquarius moon polarity eclipse cycle going on. You guys have your energies now on the south node of the moon, which is all about what we're releasing, what we're letting go of. So it's been a really interesting road for Aquarians, quite honestly. And I came into this and I'm just now looking at my notes right now, live with you. And so what did I have that was coming up for my beautiful Aquarians? You know how we've been having a lot of talks? I feel like I've had a lot of heart-to-hearts with you all over the last number of months, definitely the last 6 months. We have been talking about revamping your story, releasing things no longer serve you, allowing good things to come in, not over analyzing, all these big things. And I think this eclipse might be one of those wonderful energies that allows you to kind of close that up, not to really culminate the whole experience that you've had over the last 6 months. I mean, one thing with this Leo Aquarius polarity thing, right on the 31st of January, right before February starts, we have the solar eclipse in Leo, and that's, your opposite sign, your relational sign, how you relate one-on-one to other. And so you're getting some input from that angle, and then you're getting some input from your personal being angle, which is in and of itself that's a double hitter. And, I have sympathy for that because I'm having the same thing being on the Leo side of it. So there's a similar thing going on there. And I think Leos and Aquarians, we can all band together here and recognize how we are transforming from one era into another in a lot of our lives. There's something going on there. So this is making me think, though, that eclipse in your sign on the 15th, February 15th, is going to be a really, really nice time to kind of feel that you can put some of these battles to bed, put some of these points of tension or any kind of situational things that have kind of been haunting you to bed and feel some peace. Now, I'm really curious to see what the cards are saying. They're kind of being slow here. I'm wondering what is going on with your energy right now. I think it's a little all over the place because I'm filming this right before this Leo eclipse, and I think the energy is already pushing in that direction. So I think it's affecting, not necessarily the cards, but just affecting the way my readings are going and affecting what's coming out and affecting, there's just a lot of pull there. And it makes sense because we're setting up February with that energy. So it's affecting all of us. We're all getting something from it. And let's see what you have. Oh my gosh, you guys have so much energy coming your way. And I was right when I said, the cards are showing to me what I was saying about you being able to wrap up a series of lessons or an energetic phase that maybe you've been in for a year or two. For a lot of you, I think it's probably been 2017 was a very specific year for what you were getting, but this could be 2, 3, 4 years for some of you. The lessons you're getting. So I'm doing the readings in 3 sets of 3 that work their way through the month. So let's start at the beginning before the Aquarian eclipse. What we have here. So we have the King of Wands, the Chariot, Page of Cups. This fire figure here is interesting. This is that energy of somebody who is very fire sign, strong fire sign, but somebody who is very determined and has a very strong personality. They're showing up really strong in this reading, in fact. Very Leo energy, quite honestly. It doesn't have to be. But this is a strong personality. This is somebody who probably might even have to do with the lessons you were learning over the last year, because you've had fire showing up in your readings. You've had these challenges. And here is the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands, like, part of the reason why I'm saying that it's kind of, they're standing there. This is a stubborn energy. This is a strong energy. This is an energy that will kind of stay. They will take their stance and they will stick with it. Like, they are where they are, but they're showing up in your reading. So that suggests to me you may have something you want to work through or on with this person. Now, that could be a really great partnership, work-wise. This could be somebody that you're working very closely with and getting into like a really good rhythm with, but this could also be very emotional because the Chariot and the Page of Cups are hanging out with the King of Wands, which is really interesting. So the Chariot, obviously this is a Cancer card, but the Chariot is more important than that, because here's where I'm talking about that these eclipses kind of helping you to reset your compass a little bit, calibrate your scales, so to speak, all these things, because the Chariot is very much about having a direction, committing to a direction, committing to an identity. And there is an element of transformation here. This is watery energy that's asking you to find some balance and find some clarity. So there's a clarifying going on here with what you really want. Where do you want to put this Chariot? Because once you get it on a track, Aquarians, you guys stick it out. You stick to what you feel is correct for you. So make sure, I mean, the one thing I will say with these kind of clarifying energies, these things that will sweep things away, make sure you like where you're directing your thoughts. Make sure you like where you're directing your intention. Make sure it's true for you and not just true for your heart, true for your soul, and not just for your ideals, right? There's balance here. So you want both. You want your ideals to be held up, obviously, but you also want to make sure that you're doing things for the right reasons. And the Page of Cups is coming in here with some kind of emotional news. Those first couple weeks, of February, the heart of Aquarian season, right, is going to be, I would say, just take it easy. With these energies right here, there's going to be a tendency to want to jump into things, jump into conversations, jump to conclusions, jump to extreme propositions on one side or the other. And this can come from this person as well. It doesn't just have to be you. And there may be a feeling like, okay, well, now I've got this clear point of view. I'm just going to go with this. But there is something to be said for maybe, watch this information come in, watch this person over here, and maybe take a breath before you act. Maybe let this energy, this information come to you. But I'm seeing you have some deep conversations. I see you have something that you need clarified, is what I'm seeing here. There's something that you want clarity on before you can fully release and go forward. Now, that might just be within yourself, but there seems to be other people involved here that you wish you understood their viewpoint. You wish you understood why things played out the way they do. And you wish you understood what part you played and what part they played. And there may be a desire for deeper conversation. However, what I'm seeing here is I don't see like the rational back and forth kind of conversation. What I see is like there needs to be an intuitive understanding in order for it to be released. So this may just have to do with you needing to make peace as well in order to get on that track and move forward. But it's positive energy overall. So I don't mean to make it sound like it's going to be these hard conversations and never-ending cycles. There is a positivity to all those cards. Now we get to the middle of the month. We hit the eclipse, and then we go right into and then we're starting to head into Pisces season after this new moon in your sign with this eclipse. I mean, it's really a reset button for you guys. It's a pretty key month. I mean, it is your birthday season already, so you already kind of have that, like, okay, you're starting a new solar year for yourself. And that can, that already has that. And then you have this eclipse, and there's just this energy. And then as we move into the Pisces season, around the time that things start to shift over to Pisces, and as we're doing this, look what we have here, the Magician, the Three of Cups, and the Strength card. Here's that Leo again. This Leo's showing up or a fiery person, you know, somebody who is very determined in their ways, just like you. Now, the Magician shows up, I feel like, for you guys a lot. And here's that manifestation energy, right? I mean, this is, speaking of conversations, you know, the Magician is often associated with Mercury, with the messenger, with the being that can transcend the different levels and utilize the different levels, from the ground into the air, into the ether, right? And so there's this power in this. And I think this is probably the most important card of the reading. The Magician tends to shake things up, bring messages in, bring conversations about, bring realizations about. The Magician likes to come in and throw things in your path, situations, opportunities into your path that you then will take you where you need to go, but may be uncomfortable. Now, the Magician I'm also associating with you guys. I think you've got to fully stand in this. For anything that is lurking in your life, if for anything that is continuing to daunt you a little bit, you've got to stand fully in this place here and take it all in and address whatever needs to be addressed. And if there is something that you feel needs attention or needs to be addressed, the Magician is calling you to do that. And there's an element of kismet with this one where it's like, if you don't put those robes on and do that work for yourself, the greater energetic, the greater side of yourself, that inner being, the higher self, will start to do it for you rather than your conscious mind. So, you know, you guys are very powerful beings. You have so much power. So that's one of the downsides to being that powerful and that directed with your mental thoughts, is that your subconscious being, your higher self, all those deeper parts of yourself can actually manifest the things that maybe your conscious mind doesn't want to manifest quite yet. Maybe you just don't quite want to go there yet. And so that can get a little messy, right? When your subconscious is doing it, when your higher being is doing it, it's going to find the quickest way to get you there. And that can be uncomfortable. So what I'm saying here is get conscious of what you're really wanting to clarify and manifest. That's a really great card for manifesting what you really want. Now, some of those desires may be deep down. They may be things you're still working on making peace with. Don't rush it. And part of the reason I say that is right here. So 3 of Cups. Friendship, really important. Seems like friendship is something on your mind. And Aquarians, I think that's always something that you think about. You know, the people that are close to you, the people that you would spend time doing this with. You're always kind of sorting out who those people are, why they're in your life, what you're bringing each other, how you're exchanging energy. And it seems to me like that's a major theme here for you. The people you're letting close. There may be some reevaluation of that on some level. Now, here's the thing. Yes, you do have a Leo showing up. The Leo showing up. That doesn't necessarily mean y'all are dealing with Leos. I know I'm a Leo over here. I'm not trying to be slanted by any means. Don't worry. I'm not, But, sure. A Leo could be really involved in this. You may really be working through where you want this person to be in your life. However, I think this is also really speaking to how you can address what questions you're having about your lifestyle and who's around you, because I think there's going to be an excitement with you. There's excited energy here, Aquarius, which I really like to see from you guys. I really like to see that refresh, that willingness to set, we got the Chariot card, to set some paths, to set some focus, to feel that you are refreshed, to feel that you are allowed to go forward in this new journey. I love that for you guys. But that eagerness with Aquarians can sometimes come as a slashing, really intense, high impact energy that other people may not be completely ready for, right? In certain scenarios, in certain conversations, in certain contexts. And the Strength card is a little bit of a reminder that to use a little restraint, to know that, things are manifesting. Things are manifesting. The right things are coming right to you, right? The Magician is such good luck. And with that is going to come some impatience. And the Strength card is like, You already have it. You know it. Like, she's blessed. The lion is blessed. They are connected to source. They know that they don't need to unleash their rage in order to get what they want. So there's an element here of, you've got to know your own power. But these two are head to head here. And so I think these two sides of this conversation are going to be really important. Like I said, this could be you and another person. This could be you in a match, you and a friend, you and a work colleague, somebody who you are working through what this means here, what friendship means, what they're doing, what you're doing. Something's unresolved there, I think. But I feel like it's not really unresolved. I feel like you already know where you stand. Like, you already know what you want and how you want to live your life. It's not really a confused thing. I think it's more that, like I said, these eclipses are kind of bringing about that full feeling of things being completed, things coming full circle, things feeling that they are putting in their place. So there may just be those last little touches. There may also, for those of you who are opening something up, for some of you are putting to bed some old wounds or some old things. For some of you, you might seriously be opening up relationships with people, with Leos or with passionate, engaged people. You may decide you want to open that up. If that's the case, this is going to be a really exciting month for you, and I see that really playing out in quite a wonderful, warm way, but it will require you having to show up and maybe even be the one who initiates, quite honestly, because like I said, the magician is an initiator, and if you don't do that consciously, if you know you have somebody around you who you want to build your friendship with or improve a relationship with or open a relationship with, because there's so much relational energy here this month for you, it may get a little messier. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, last three cards are all about this wrapping up of the longer, bigger. So we've been talking a little bit more about the immediate relationships you might be having, but there's been this bigger cycle going on for a lot of you for, like I said, a year, 2, 3 for some of you. And I feel like that is finally getting concluded here. We have the World, we have the 7 of Cups, and we have Death. I don't know what else. So that 7 of Cups has been showing up a lot, and I think it's that Piscean energy of being in the collective soul. And you guys are right there, you're neighbors, so I think there's an appreciation there for that collective soul. But this is diving deep. I do think that as we hit Pisces season, we leave Aquarius season behind. A lot of stuff, a lot of energy is going right into Pisces once the sun's, I think Mercury and Venus are both hitting Pisces before Aquarius season is over officially. And here we go. We have the World, which is this closing out. Like I said, this is that big final goodbye. I think that eclipse is really going to help you do that and give you the tools for this Chariot that I see at the base. I love seeing this at the base of your reading because this is like that clarity of insight. You might get some really good clarity of insights about where you want to set sail, where you want to put your intentions for the next couple of years. There may be some really great downloads for life purpose, really fantastic downloads for how you're navigating your seas and getting very clear on that. And the World is showing me that there's a green light there for that. And then we have this watery energy here. You've got a lot of fixed sign energy here because you have the Strength card, which is Leo, and you have the Death card, which is Scorpio, and then you guys are fixed as well. Really interesting. But Death here, I'm kind of leaving the 7 of Cups because it's informing both the World and Death. But Death is shedding an old way, saying goodbye. And these are both kind of like one-way streets. The World and Death are like, the World just keeps moving forward. And there's something here, and like I said, we've had so many conversations over the last number of months about you kind of working through what parts of yourself you've been leaving behind and making sure that you like where you are directing your energy and making sure you like where your healthy boundaries are and where maybe you have too much of a high fenced wall, right? We've been working on all of that, and here's kind of this culminating energy saying, okay, we've done all that work, now you know what it is, please let it go. But these two are anchored with the 7 of Cups, which means this is very deep soul emotional stuff. This isn't just about the logical, grounded day-to-day routine. This isn't about you deciding to get up a little bit earlier to do an extra exercise routine or, improving your diet. This is not that kind of stuff. This is the stuff of your deepest emotional fears and hopes. So this is that kind of energetic cycle that comes up in our lives when we have done some deep diving. I think you've met up with a lot. You've come face to face with a lot of the big questions in your life the last year. Like, you've had to sit down and have conversations with yourself and others about this stuff. You've had to experience loss and confusion. You've had to come head to head with all this stuff. And that's why I think I do think you're going to have a fantastic month, you guys. I really do. But I do think it might be a little intense for you. It might be a bit of an intense ride going through the closing out cycle with these eclipses. But there's a freedom in this. There's a freedom and understanding and a softness to the energies, despite the fact that they are strong. Excuse me. Oh, I think just downloading this energy, it's so intense. But yes, you guys are you're graduating from something. And in that graduation, there's a lot of new beginnings. There's a lot of new beginnings for you guys. This potentially, for some of you, this is going to be more of an ascetic month, I think, where you're going to be doing, oh my gosh, I was pulling from my Cosmic Tarot. I've been pulling one extra card for everybody. The Strength card came back. So, this is, for me, like I said, I'm not making this about me. But okay. It's so perfect because, like I said, this moon polarity thing has been going on. We're in the midst of this eclipse cycle with Aquarius and Leo. So there's heightened energy focused on these two signs and their relationship and how they influence each of us in these different ways. And we're all affected by the collective Platonic Aquarian energy and the individual leader Strength Leo energy. I think there's so much that comes with the Strength card because partially this is about you guys manning your own ship, being your own leaders. You are leaders. And I think when the Strength card shows up, it's saying you got to embrace that a little bit more. You have to embrace more of that individual identity, that leadership identity, and not worry so much about keeping it even keel for everybody else. That's one side of it. I just think another side of it is that you're meeting a lot of people. I mean, what I'm getting this month deeply, and I think part of this graduation theme, this opening up to new horizons and no longer having to go through the same old, is that you're meeting up with a lot of great mirrors, because of these polarities, we're mirrors. Aquarians, you are my greatest mirror. You are the people that I think you probably are the most efficient teachers in my whole life. When I am with an Aquarian or around Aquarius energy, we can get so much done in such a short amount of time because it's such an effective mirroring space where we can each see each other so clearly. We can see ourselves clearly, and therefore it doesn't take years and years and years and months and months and months of torture. You can get a lot done in a very short amount of time, and the fact that the Strength card has shown up twice makes me really think that February you may be hitting up, and in a great way, I think actually this will be positive energy, but you will be hitting up against those people who keep it real with you and help you to refine this vision and to help narrow in on what it is you're really after. But I am actually really surprised to see the King of Wands and the Strength card twice in a single reading with Aquarian energy, because that just is, there's something going on there. When strength matches strength, when equals meet each other in any scenario, really great things get done. But you are being asked to look at, you are being asked to to check in with some last things, right, before you can move on. You are being asked to meet up with something. I just keep getting the sense you guys are feeling haunted by something. Something you learned, something that you don't feel is concluded, something you feel like you need to address more head on. I know these things bother you. You know, you want to put everything right. You want to make things right. You want to set the balance in place. You want to make sure that you've done the best that you could do. Even if it was a situation that's no longer serving you, even if it's people or scenarios or work that you don't want to be doing anymore, there's still this thing with you guys where you can't let it be until you know you've done your best. And for some reason, some of that might actually be legitimate stuff you have to close out. Some of that might be legitimate stuff you have to open up. I mean, it's kind of one side or the other here. For some of you, it's the opening. For some of you, it's really the shedding. They're both there, though. And wow, February is going to be a heavy hitter for you all. But I do think it's going to come with some really great surprises and some really fun conversations and some new challenges and some new ideas of who you are and what you really want in this life. So with that being said, I think I'm going to just stop talking right there. I love you, Aquarians. I do. I really do. I know I cried on the last one. I think I could cry again. Like, some of the most important people of my life are Aquarians. Truly, truly the people that there are some people that I love more than anything that are Aquarians, and I have so much respect for you guys, and I'm always hoping for the best. I do give you guys a hard time, but it's because I know you can handle it, and that's part of what I love about you, because you're tough strivers for more, and that's so admirable. I freaking love it. Please check out Pink LUNE. I'm wearing some of her gorgeous stuff tonight, and I just really can't say enough about her handmade materials. I mean, it's just everything she makes is by her hands, and it's all one of a kind. Amazing stuff. 15% off in the description box. Keep posted for big changes on the horizon, more content and more on this adventure. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in March. Happy birthday again.